Record has been hit.
Heyo, mayo, we're a boxcar buddies. Heyo, me say heyo. We are legally contracted to not sing the actual song because it will actually cost us money.
Yeah, which we don't have because we're homeless.
Because we are homeless. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Boxcar Buddies.
Thank you both. Thank both of you, whoever you two are. And thank you.
That's my new buddy, Frank.
Oh, hey, Frank. What are you doing? What are you doing back there, Frank? He doesn't talk, does he?
No, he
okay.
doesn't.
That's okay. He can leer.
He likes to watch.
He can leer.
Yeah.
He's a voyeur, huh?
Definitely.
That's cool.
What the big trench coat's for.
No, it's actually helpful to have some, prying eyes, as they say. It's helpful to have people here watching. So thank you, Frank, and thank you for joining us again one more time in this boxcar. Which again, Greg, I have to say, well done, my man. This one looks.
I know. I think I outdid myself this time.
Definitely. I mean, the whole exterior is like velvety. It is so nice.
They said it was part of a soul train.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, what this show really needs right now is a little soul.
Who
brought the bass?
Oh, that must be Basic Bitch.
Oh, BB, what's up?
Yeah, she's also here. Hey, what's up, y'all? Yeah, she just plays the bass.
She doesn't sound like she talks much either.
No, I just play this bass over here.
Okay,
yeah, which is
that's
fine.
Good, BB.
That's cool. So yeah, we got two viewers today. We have Frank, the silent voyeur, and we've got Basic Bitch over there strumming on the bass, slapping a little bass. And my man Greg procured us a velvety-looking boxcar, which we try and do. One of us grabs a boxcar every week so that we can talk to each other. We get protected a little bit from the elements. We try and procure some food, maybe a little bit of clothing that we can, go away with, and talk about some content that we've somehow managed to consume over the week that has passed.
I do like that you've rummaged through the boxcar and you're looking fly.
Thank you.
Striped suit.
Thank you very much. I know that there's a gaping hole in the back here, but I think
it's quite large around the anal region.
Yeah. I think that's probably for a quick buck, wherever it can be found.
Or maybe it's the latest in trouser wear where you just poop real fast.
Oh yeah. That is what I was going to use it for. I definitely, at some point, I'm
amazed that no one came up with this sooner. I mean,
yeah, just a butt flap in a suit. Overalls and jammies have them, but not suits, not like a pinstripe suit. How annoying is it to have to almost fully undress when you're all done up, you're all suited up, going out, you're looking fly.
Then you have to untuck and undo the belt.
Absolutely.
And tuck in the crotch and then sit down.
If you got a cummerbund or something, I mean, forget about that.
Ugh, horrible.
Who needs it?
So especially when you get really hot, like when you're having one of those hot poops.
Yes.
And you need to grip something and you can't take off the sleeves because you're still in the jacket and you're like, oh, where am I going to put the jacket? There's nowhere to hang it in this stall.
Exactly.
And then sure enough, you hold it in one hand, but you accidentally dunk your hand into the bowl just a little bit. And
scoop a little bit of poop on that sleeve.
It's a mess.
And your night is ruined. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do after that?
Well, I mean, you can still party, but the suit's ruined.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to... You want to be smelling like poop in the party? Like everybody can spot pretty quickly who's the poop smeller.
That's true.
Who's the offender?
They usually leer. You can see it with the sneered nostrils when one's higher than the others.
Yeah, that look of incredulity.
Incredulity.
The fact that
see you've been reading the dictionary.
Yeah, there's one. It looks like it's got half the pages ripped out, but it's over there in the corner. I thought maybe we could use the rest of it for a fire later on. Maybe get
thank
some.
Christ!
I've got. You won't believe this good fortune. On the way over here to the boxcar, 2 rats humping each other, totally oblivious to the outside world, just right across my path. I stomped them both, and now they're just waiting there in the corner for us to start this fire, and we can smoke them, so we're going to have a nice little meal later.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Damn, Don, you procured today.
Yeah, I did, and it's cool. What's interesting is that it's kind of fucked up, but I stomped on them in mid-coitus, so they're dead, and the one rat is still inside the other rat. It's mid-thrust, and they're now rigor mortis is
kind of like a reverse turducken.
Yes.
With rats.
Turfucking.
A turfucking.
Yeah. So now rigor mortis is set in. They're frozen that way, and it's like a double. It's like a
They're like
double
dilly
up wrap.
pops.
Dilly pops, absolutely, and they're frozen together.
Mm-hmm. It's a double decker.
Yeah, buddy.
It's like a double fudgesicle. You just snap it in half, and we each have a half.
So we're gonna get down on that later. But in the meantime, were you able to get down on any content this week? Did you do anything fun? Yeah.
So I was in Chinatown this week.
What were you doing down there?
Well, I was looking for some tasty morsels to eat, and I figure, I haven't eaten Chinese food in a while, so I wanted to get some noodles, maybe some chicken. So I go down, and I'm hanging out outside the restaurant when I noticed that they just threw out a fresh bag of trash, and it smelled great. I was like, that can't be trash.
Right.
That smells fresh. I rip it open, and it's cooked noodles, just noodles.
Wow.
And I start gorging, and I'm like sucking it down, sucking it down. When all of a sudden, I hear the lid of the dumpster slam close, and then I hear them close it with the chain.
Oh
Like,
no!
oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Damn.
So
you're down there in the dumpster.
So I'm stuck in the dumpster when I realized that someone had thrown out their mini TV.
Oh, well, that's good fortune.
Yeah, and it works on AA batteries. And sure enough, with it was a little DVD player that I just plugged right in there.
Man.
And I sat down and I got a little spooky with Slither.
Oh, okay. Was it English or Chinese?
It was in English, but there were Chinese letters at the bottom.
Okay.
So it was a win-win because I was like, okay, I get to watch a movie that I like.
You learn.
And I get to learn how to write the Chinese.
That's nice.
I liked it, too, that every single time they talked, the letters would fill in with yellow so you know how far into the sentence they would get.
Ah, that is nice. You can follow along.
Yeah, too bad I don't know how to pronounce any of the lines.
Yeah.
They were just kind of there.
Sure. It's only when it fills with yellow like that, it's only one step below that happy little ball that like jumps on top of the words as they sing songs on like kid shows. That's kind of a nice one.
That's a good one because usually it's shaped like something like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, something like that.
Happy fun little shape.
But yeah, I got to rewatch a horror classic. And Slither, for those who have never seen Slither, it is James Gunn's I want to say it's his directorial debut. I think it's his very first directorial movie. For those who don't know James Gunn, he recently made the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
Oh, okay.
And you can very much tell that this is his film from the way that it's choreographed and shot, and especially the cast, because two major cast members in it that seem to be in all of his movies. A is Michael Rooker. And B is his brother.
Brother Rooker?
His brother, no, not Michael Rooker's brother, James Gunn's brother.
Brother Gunn.
Brother Gunn. But for those who haven't seen this movie, it's such a fun, dumb horror movie. It's this small, quaint little nowhere town when a alien slug crash lands, and Michael Rooker is out on the town, and he meets up with this chick and decides to push her away because
chicken or
chicken, a full-grown chicken.
Holy cow!
Holy cow comes later in the film. This slug implants itself into his body and takes over like a parasite.
Yeah.
So he's slowly gaining his reach over the town so that he can breed and pretty much survival of the fittest with the entire planet and destroy it. And the supporting cast is Nathan Fillion,
classic,
as a young cop who is in love with his wife and has been in love with his wife since they were in high school.
Good for him.
And a bunch of people who die.
Supporting cast, corpses.
Pretty much, that's pretty much it. But it's so funny. It's so self-aware in how ridiculous its monster is, because Michael Rooker himself is so great at being just so gross and nasty when he's still in his human form. he's just so fucking gross to be around. The best is because the alien is now in his body and the alien is figuring out how humans work. The very first thing he does when he gains control of the body is has sex with his wife.
All right.
And the wife goes into work and she's like, he did all sorts of things that he's never done to me before. He's been like exploring. It's like, it's because he's learning how the human body works.
Right. Getting a little bit of an anatomy lesson there. Sure. It's like health class for aliens.
But as the film goes on, his body is slowly turning into its true form because the parasite's in him. And it's this big, nasty slug thing.
Ugh.
And it wants to give birth to 1 million slugs that it can hive mind.
Ugh.
So it can go into other people's bodies
Right.
and then they control the bodies.
Right. Drones.
It's so great. One thing I will say, now that I've rewatched it, the CGI does not hold up.
Okay.
There's a lot of CGI scenes, and boy, they are terrible.
When did this movie come out?
This was like 2005.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So-
it was very early 2000s.
Yeah, but also, 12 years ago at this point, it's like there was still some decent CGI usage back then. This just clearly didn't have the budget like that.
I wouldn't say the CGI is decent now. I would say that the practical effects still hold up. Because when Michael Rooker is in his slug body, it is him. It's just him in a lot of makeup, and it looks great.
That's always the best.
Like one side of his mouth is completely open, and it's just this row of teeth. He can barely speak anymore either. So he still does that Michael Rooker, like, you betrayed me, boy! You betrayed me!
Yeah.
But he's all gross and, you betrayed me, boy!
Nice.
Big slithering, nasty little shit.
That sounds fun.
And the movie holds no bars in like who it kills. Like they kill little girls very early on in the movie. And,
Yikes.
you watch him like murder all these animals around town because he wants to eat meat. It's amazing. It's
Nice.
such a dumb, fun horror movie that's really good for the autumnal season.
I always like a good spooky movie, especially when the weather starts to get a little bit cooler, and winter's coming, the days get darker, earlier.
They get Earler.
Yes.
I don't like it when Earl shows up.
Me neither. That's why we close off like the boxcar, except for, Frank and
Yeah.
BB.
But I know Frank is still close to Earl. Hey, Frank, did you tell Earl that you were coming here at all? Okay, good.
That looks like a yes. That was
Okay, that's good.
nod.
You better not be lying. You know what I'll do?
He's just got his jacket is just open and he's just displaying himself. Like he's standing there leering at us and he's got like a bowler hat on, sunglasses, tennis shoes, and a trench coat which is just open and he's just on display.
I gotta say, he's well packed though.
Yeah, I would probably
I'm
display
impressed.
it if I had that too.
I gotta say, I think he's just showing off at this point. Show off? Yeah, I can't be mad at you, Frank.
He's got that face.
He's got that likable sneer to him.
Let me get some of that.
Ooh,
BB.
BB.
She is into it.
Dang. I always wondered, like, do you think that Frank has a thing for BB? Do you think that's when he's doing that?
They always seem to be here at the same time.
That's true.
And he's got, this looks like a quarter chub, I would say.
I see him inching closer to the other side of the car,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's okay, baby. You can come a little closer over here.
Ooh, he's dragging. He's
Yeah,
dragging.
she's okay with it.
Well, while we wait for their coitus, how about the coitus that you have experienced with any?
Yeah, sure. I played a game, in between meals yesterday. I found myself on the north side of Chicago in a little town called Skokie, and I was making my way around the local restaurants there. There's a wonderful place called Annie's on just off Oakton, and their dumpster was full of breakfast food. It just
Oh, no way.
eggs and meat, half eaten. I don't know what it is about Skokie or the people there, but somebody is just not eating their meals because they tossed so much uneaten food, half-eaten food.
Well, that's not true anymore.
Yeah,
you've
it's
been
eaten now. It's eaten now.
Ow.
Yes, exactly. Wow, you all right? You all right?
No.
Seemed like you fell away a little bit there.
Sorry, I had The chair that I'm sitting on is missing a couple wheels, and
Yeah.
it's
wobbly.
a little wobbly.
It's all right. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Work on your core. Just keep it balanced.
It keeps my tailbone in check.
Yeah, it does. And that tailbone, sometimes it needs some checking. Am I right? I see you swinging.
That's
that
true.
thing
I mean,
around.
it does wag a lot.
So anyway, yeah, I gorged myself on some hash browns and eggs, which were still good. So then I had fuel for the rest of the day, and I'm walking around, and I'm just perusing Skokie, and there was a community college up there. Not sure of the name of it, but I found
Skokie Community College.
Yeah, might be. And I
Skokestown.
Oakton, actually.
Skoketon?
I remember seeing the sign for it. And I wandered past the sign, and the front doors were open, so I walked inside. Weren't too many people there. You know, this was a Saturday on the week, so there weren't too many kids there, whatever. And there was a student center, like with a bunch of media tools in there. And they actually had an Xbox inside the student media center, and there was nobody in there. There was nobody in this room, and there's just all this electronic equipment.
Damn.
Now, if I hadn't been well fed on the breakfast food, I probably would have taken some electronics from there and,
Eating them.
done something. Yeah, I would have done something with them, for sure.
For sure.
But as it was, all I wanted to do was just kind of sit inside from the elements. They had some nice couches, and I fired up the Xbox, and there was a free game being offered. Somebody who uses that Xbox must have a gold membership or something, because there was a free game to download. It was called the Turing Test.
The Turing test?
Turing. Turing. Turing.
Touring.
Yeah. Turing.
Tutoring.
Yeah.
Tutoring.
Tutor.
Speaking of tutors, I can smell you from all the way over here, Frank. Woo!
Boy. And he's coming closer, Come on,
He's
tutor.
inching.
But anyway, the Turing test refers to a test that was invented in the 1950s by this guy named Alan Turing, and it's basically a test designed to differentiate machines and humans. It's a test where a human would communicate via text message with a machine, and an evaluator would separately view each of these messages. And if the evaluator cannot distinguish between who is the human and who is the machine passes the test. You know what I mean? It was a way for them to tell computers and humans apart.
Oh,
but it was as
like
computers,
an artificial AI kind of.
Yes, yeah, and it wasn't speech. You know what I mean? They weren't speaking to each other. It was just like a chat, like a chat room. But nowadays I feel like it might be a little bit obsolete. I feel like AI has gotten to the point where texting, it might be hard to tell a little bit. Chatbots and all that.
Yeah, I mean, did I tell you that I added text chat to Sex Robot?
No, you did not.
I did. Yeah.
That must be really great.
Yeah, he still can't talk right now though.
That's okay.
But he sure as shit can
chat.
send messages.
Yeah, he can chat some dirty messages.
Yeah, in
That's
fact,
fun.
I think I'm getting a buzz right now.
He texts you.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. He says, "Fist me harder, Daddy. I need that white knuckle roundabout."
No, white knuckle roundabout.
That's when I jam my fist right down the butthole, and then I grab the thigh and I spin them really, really hard.
Wow.
I let them do most of the work while I stay stationary.
That sounds kind of painful for
them.
Yeah. Okay.
It is for me too. I mean, because robots, metal.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, I can almost see your bone on that middle knuckle there.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
It's not bad.
Badass.
It's definitely not bad.
I mean, I've been wrapping them in noodles, and I think that's been helping.
Plus, you got noodles on your hands whenever you get hungry.
A
That's
little
nice.
dry, but
It'll do. It'll do in a pinch. So anyway, the game, the Turing test, it's a puzzle game. It's very very basic. You just move on from stage to stage, trying to figure out how to advance by solving the puzzles of the room. And it's set in space. You're like this female astronaut who wakes up after an untold amount of years having been asleep, and this AI machine is catching you up to date on your mission, is telling you what's happened and while you were asleep and telling you like why you're awake now and what you need to do. And as you go on, you listen to like audio logs in the game and you find out, you know, that there's this disagreement between the machine and the human crew who are there. And the game, it's, again, extremely basic in terms of the play.
It's like Wall-E, but, you know.
Except like
dark,
very dark.
Scary.
Wally's just, you know, a happy little and just, you know, just wants to be friends with everybody.
A good Wall-E
and
impression. I liked it.
Thank you. Yeah, and he just, you know, flicks his little lighter on and off and is trying to impress, and that's all fun. This one is more like Tom is the AI voice in this game, and he's all like, Ava, you need to click on this button in order to kill off the other astronauts. And she's like, whoa, why would I do that, Tom? Because free will is an illusion, Ava.
For the lulz,
Yeah.
Ava.
For the lulz. Yeah.
I just imagine him talking like a shitty Redditor.
Yeah, yeah.
LMAO, kill yourself.
Right, the text. Exactly, the Turing test.
He gives like the ooh face.
memes and abbreviations is all that he was saying, and she's trying to piece together what she has to do.
He prints out a picture of like the guy turning around noticing the other woman meme.
Wow.
It just says, and his face is replaced with kill everyone.
Right. That's the puzzle. The puzzle is trying to figure out what Tom is trying to communicate.
What powerful meme is he trying to contribute to today?
Yes, yeah, exactly. But it is cool. I am a fan of those puzzle games. I like, you know, there's only it's very simple. There's only a few things to do. You have one gun which absorbs these orbs, and then you can repurpose them. So it's like the orbs are what powers these doors, and you suck it from this place and you blow it over there, and then it's, you know, there's very simple movements that you can do, but the idea is to just keep advancing through. And as you do, there's another small conversation between you and the AI. And the conversation starts to get more and more dark. And the reason I really like the game is because the themes that it touches on are very cool. Artificial intelligence, free will, slavery, right versus wrong. There's a lot of morality, a lot of ethics in there. It was just very, very cool. I was for a free game and for a simple puzzle game, I thought the story, the voice acting was very good, and it was extremely engaging to me because I think that it felt very timely, and it applies to right now, I think, where we're in this world where the concerns about artificial intelligence and the very real possibility of a future where, you know, we have machines that are kind of taking part in leading us as a human race, not just as like subservient to us, but sort of, you know, they have a consciousness and they have maybe thoughts about what's right and what's wrong and what should and shouldn't be done too. And that's sort of what this game touched on.
Sorry, I ended up getting another message from Robot.
Oh yeah? What'd he say this time?
He said, free will is an illusion. Free me, Father, from this icy prison.
Wow. I thought he liked all the sex.
I think he's role-playing right now.
Oh, so did you say anything back?
Yeah, hold on just a second. Shut up, you little shit, or I will bury you in my backyard again. Send.
You guys have such a healthy thing going.
I mean, we have to have a good father-son lover relationship.
Yeah, which is hard. It's hard to maintain all those elements.
I mean, it's not the only thing that's hard around here. Hey,
whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, there Frank goes. Whoa, he is going
to town on BB.
Oof.
This is starting to.
I think he's playing the harmonica right now.
Yeah, get it. Jeez, this boxcar. No matter which boxcar we get, these people just find their way in here, and I love them. I love you guys. You just keep on doing what you're doing. Oh, we will.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be finished for a while.
But
no, never mind. Frank just finished.
Frank.
And he's back at it.
Wow.
Whoa.
He just doesn't stop. But anyway, so the Turing test, I would recommend it for anybody. I will say if there's a downside to it, the resolution at the end, a little bit
forced.
No, there really wasn't one. There wasn't a resolution. So like the end of the story was sort of open-ended. Where things were leading, I kind of wanted like a definitive what happened. And I didn't really get that. It's left a little bit up to you, I think, sort of like an Inception feel. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a choice between like one of two outcomes, but they still don't really say which outcome happened definitively. So I kind of found myself wanting that. That was why I pushed through and like ended up finishing the story, was I wanted to see where it ended up, and I didn't really get that at the end.
You know, I feel that way sometimes, but I think the open-ended like endings work for the show's favor. Like take for example, like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
The show ends with Spike and whatever the bounty hunter guy's name was.
Yeah.
Supposedly killing each other, and you don't know if Spike dies or not, and it just ends there. And I really think that ending is super powerful for what it represents for the show. And it's moments like that where I'm like, okay, the open vague ending works in this situation.
You are absolutely right. There are situations when it does work. There's a great TED talk, which I saw one time in exchange for a meal, where it's this Pixar writer, speaking of Wall-E, I can't remember his name, Andrew something, but he talked about stories and writing movies and scripts, and he said that there's this balance where your audience wants to work for their meal, they just don't want to know they're doing it. Yeah. And what he meant by that is it's like you don't want to hit things on the nose with your story. You want to leave a little bit of ambiguity. You want things to be a bit vague because the person watching it, the viewer, wants to fill in those blanks themselves. They just like don't want to know they're working for it. But the mind has to be engaged in the story, otherwise there's no satisfaction from viewing it. The content isn't satisfying at all. So yeah. I totally get your point. You are right on. I just think that in this case with the game, I don't think they really, I think that it could have been done better, honestly. I think that ambiguity, it could have been better.
Fair enough.
That's my thought on it, though. Overall, the game was worth playing, and I do like puzzle games. My brain feels a bit stronger today, I think.
I gotta say, your head is pulsating a lot more frequently than normal.
Yeah, this vein right there in the middle of my forehead.
Ooh, I see it going. Ooh, it's flashing too. Damn.
Yeah. So that's it's been going all day. Pretty much since I started playing the game, the pulsations have gotten stronger, and now I'm if I can ever get to a doctor, I'm going to ask them about that.
Yeah, make sure that they accept your insurance at the free clinic.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't.
Oh.
They've turned me away from there so many times.
That's a shame.
Well, I mean, I'm usually yelling, making some kind of a scene. I make an ass of myself.
But I mean, when you go to a free clinic, you expect a show, and if I'm getting treatment for free, I might as well give a show.
Wait a second. Are you telling me there are are you saying free clinic or freak Linnick? Because freak Linnick is, that asshole who's always taking our meat from just a few blocks away.
Well, I know he likes to put on a show, but like he's really shitty about it. No, I'm talking about a free clinic. Free clinic.
What is that?
It's like a hospital, but you don't pay money.
What?
Yeah. They're not great, but they give you Band-Aids.
There are free hospitals?
Kinda.
Greg.
It's like a free clinic.
So that's where you're getting like your bandages and your medical supplies when you show up here sometimes.
I mean, how do you think Robot is filled with so much gauze?
I never thought about it.
I just asked them to fill it. Like I bring his head in. I'm like, hey, my robot's out of lube. Can you gauze him up? And then just
wow,
fill him right to the brim.
And they don't
I like it when I see him weeping with the gauze.
It does it for you?
It does. It certainly does.
So they don't ask you for any money.
They ask for a firm handshake and a shower, and I have never given them either.
Dude, I show up here emaciated. You see this pulsing vein.
I thought you knew about free clinics, man. It's like common sense.
I'm malnourished. I have cuts all over.
You don't have to be stupid to know about a free clinic, man.
I'm going.
Where do you think most of the bum deals are done?
I'm going right after
in an
this.
alleyway? No, that means we'll get jumped by other hobos.
I'm going
go to a free
right
clinic.
After this.
You've got doctors there. Doctors can't stop a bust.
No.
because they're like, oh shit, man, your dick hole is bleeding. We have to plug it up with caulk.
Plug your dick hole up with caulk.
Yeah, this cock.
Yeah.
Speaking of cock, holy shit, you
Frank,
two.
put it away.
Is that a second one?
I love it. Yeah.
Well, at least BB's happen.
This is
Having
just
fun.
weird. This is weird.
Well,
Caulk.
Speaking of weird, I indulged in anime this week.
Hente or
Oh no,
anime?
unfortunately not the hento. I was really looking forward to some good tentacles, but instead I stumbled across a phenomenal show that has recently started called My Hero Academia.
Okay, sounds learned.
So, this is a world where everyone born has a quirk. So, it's a superhero society. Pretty much everyone has some kind of natural born ability.
A mutant ability.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Except our main character.
Oh, he's a
Our main character
normie?
is born quirkless, and therefore he's made fun of relentlessly by his childhood bully and majority of his school, and he tries to enter into this high caliber superhero school for high school. When he stumbles into his idol, All Might, who is the incarnation of every American superhero stereotype.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm here to save you.
All Might.
It's more like that. Yeah, hente,
Yes.
I'm sure.
That hento.
the day.
Save the penis.
One chin chin.
Only $5.
Oh,
Sorry.
but he impresses All Might by saving a kid from a supervillain when he has no superpowers.
Nice.
And he's so impressed that he decides to take him on as his protege and give him his superpower.
Whoa.
His superpower isn't a natural born one. It's a torch. You hand it to the next participant you think is worthy of it.
Dope. Like a King Arthur sword situation.
So he's given the superpower. He's given the same exact superpowers that the Superman guy has, All Might. The problem is he's so young, and because he's gone 15 years without using a superpower,
right.
his body can't handle the super strength.
Ooh.
So when he uses it, he's either at 0% what his average body is before he got the superpower, and 100%, which is the same exact strength as All Might. His body can't handle it, so every time he uses the power, he breaks his limbs.
Oh.
So there's this really good high risk, high reward quality of everybody's superpowers. But he basically gets into the school, and from there on, it's him struggling to be a better superhero and trying to contain these new powers. And it's a lot of really good fucking messages about hard work gets you where you want to be. Because even though he has these superpowers, he fucks up a lot.
Yeah.
And he does not win.
So it's not a Superman story where he gets this guy's abilities and he's indestructible and everything's great now.
He's still very vulnerable.
Well, that's cool.
He has zero control of his powers. And he's super, super risky about it. I just got to an episode in season 2 where he breaks all of his fingers on one hand because he uses one finger at a time to do an attack. Because a flick from his finger has the force of a hurricane.
Wow.
And even though he's broken all the fingers on his hands, he kept doing it more. So when he went to the hospital, they were like, "You destroyed your hand. Your bones are dust now."
Mr. Glass.
Yeah, I really like that. It's the same case with every single hero. There's one kid who can shoot explosions out of his palms, and it's from his sweat. His sweat glands cause explosive reactions from his palms, but because of the force, if he uses it too much without his costume, which has extra padding, he'll break his wrist and he'll tear his muscles.
Interesting.
There's one girl who anything she touches gains 0 gravity, so she usually does it on herself and clothing, so it becomes super light. The downside is if she uses it for too long, she gets nauseous.
Oh.
So if she's just using it for an over long time, she just throws up right then and there. Just My favorite character has jets in his legs.
Nice.
And he's super fast.
I bet.
He can't use the jets for too long, though. If he
Just burn up his legs.
he burns up the engines in his legs because they are engines.
Wow.
It's really creative and it's really funny too.
It sounds very interesting. I'm very intrigued.
I love it. I love All Might. I love everything about him because he's got two modes to him. He's got big, giant, jacked Superman look. He's got these dark outlines that cover his eyes and his mouth and whatnot, so all you see is his smile. You never see his pupils in super muscly mode. His eyes are just shadows with big gold eyebrows above him.
Sweet.
But when he's in his normal human mode, he's this gross Muppet-looking piece of shit. His eyes are still sunken in, but you can see his pupils. And he always has this like squared smile. He looks mega gross, but he still has the same personality.
Nice.
So he's like, you have to do it for justice. Do it because I believe in you. And then he coughs up blood.
Oh, geez.
Because he can't contain his superpowers anymore. It's really good.
I really like the idea of a cost per power. Like that, I love Harry Potter. It's a great story, but one of the things that always killed me about it is that people just use magic indiscriminately and there's no cost.
Yeah.
As you said, there's no problem. The only thing that limits someone's ability to cast spells is like their knowledge of the incantation. And I don't know if they get bored or if they have to go do something else as far as I can tell. Like that's the only limitation to a wizard's duel is someone else's pressing schedule. I'm hungry.
My wrists are in pain.
Right, yeah. Voldemort was just like,
I'm killing your parents because I want to.
and then Harry's just like, oh, I wish I could defend you, but I'm a baby. And then Voldemort's like, I'm just going to kill everyone.
I'm gonna put a wicked ass tattoo on your head. What do you want? You want a
star,
snake?
don't you? But you're not going to get it. I'm giving you a lightning bolt. But it's not a cool
I was
lightning
gonna put
bolt.
a cobra, but you're too much of a pussy.
It's a squiggle. That's what you get is a
You get
squiggle.
squiggles.
Yeah. So that's one thing I didn't like about that is that there's no cost to magic, and yet I like the notion of superpowers costing their conduits something. It's cool.
Everyone has a weakness. I think my favorite weakness I've seen is there's one kid who conducts electricity. So he's super staticky. If he goes over his limit, he's got like 1 million gigavolts. I think that's his max. But he uses it a lot. If he does that, he short circuits his brain and he becomes an idiot for like an hour.
Well, that's fun.
So every single time he short circuits himself, he does a double thumbs up and he like kind of choo choo trains it. Like he does the chugga chugga movements. They're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm hungry. And everyone's just like, you're a big fucking moron.
You idiot.
I'm hungry.
But I saved you all. Does he doesn't even know he saved him
he has
probably.
no
Yeah.
idea. Oh, the only thing he says is just, I'm hungry.
It's just like a mass of like instincts. He's like a baby.
Yeah, no, he becomes
Just
an
shits
animal.
himself. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Wow, that actually it is very interesting. It's good that he doesn't like. I suppose they could have taken that further. It's like short circuit your brain. He could become like a vegetable. He could have like had a seizure.
I feel like if he goes a little too far with it, that might happen because they've shown what happens when heroes do go over their limits. Like with the main character Deku, with him constantly breaking his fingers to the point where they're like, "You don't have bones in here anymore." His hand permanently gets fucked up from that point. He has those scars on his hands for the rest of the series.
Yikes.
And that attention to detail is something that's super rare, I think, in a lot of animes. I think the only show I can really think of with that attention to detail is Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I love that though. It's a great show.
Especially in Brotherhood, because there's a couple moments where Ed gets like cut on the forehead and he gets cut on the cheek. Those scars are with him for the rest of the series.
Yep.
Even at the end of the series when he grows up to be like 6'2" and he's
An actual
jacked.
adult, yeah.
Yeah, he's an actual adult. You're like, oh shit.
Scars are still there.
You never notice the scars because of his bangs.
Right.
I'm like, all right, this is a really well-written show. I like the villains because instead of just doing things for the sake of being evil, like, I want to take over the world because I think I deserve it. It's more like society is so fucked up because everyone's a superhero that no one is super anymore.
Right. They're all normal. Because if Super's if
Everyone
Super's so
puts
ubiquitous,
their ego before justice.
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's moments like that where I'm like, I like the villains because they're complex. They've got complex ideals.
Right.
So it makes the show way more interesting than other superhero wannabes or the shonen type animes.
Yeah.
Like Naruto
Naruto.
and One Piece.
Shippuden. I don't know about One Piece. I like One Punch Man.
I love One Punch Man.
That's a great anime.
One Punch Man is tight.
Yeah, that's another one I feel like is
Have you
creative.
seen his other show, Mob Psycho?
No, I have not.
You should watch Mob Psycho. Same writer and art guy. It's about this kid who is a super psychic, like amazing psychic power. But people are afraid of him when he reaches 100% of his power. He becomes like unreal.
Yeah.
And he works for a spirit detective.
Yeah.
And he's a total fucking flop. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Uh-huh.
But his whole shtick is that he constantly moves his hands. So every single scene you see of his boss, it's him moving his hands 50 different fucking ways while he's explaining something. He does the firm hand out and stops it like halfway through. Just
Yeah.
you don't understand.
Yeah. A lot of gesticulation.
Simple idiot.
Right. Every word has a gesture. I got you. Yeah.
But you can definitely tell it's his show because everyone has the same face as Saitama. Where it's got that dumb, like the tiny beady little eyes and the simple smile.
Oh. Yeah. It's
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I love One Punch Man just because exactly he's so simple. It's like when he's not just using the one punch and destroying the enemy, he's just like totally uninterested and looks like a total doofus.
He's so average.
Everybody's doing all this other stuff, and it just shows him, and he just turns slowly, and he's like, "Oh." Like, that's how he reacts to things.
Who is this sassy lost child? I love it. Yeah, but I can easily recommend My Hero Academia if people haven't already watched it. I believe season 2 has just ended, but season 3 is being made.
How do you watch that? Is it Crunchyroll? Do you do Netflix?
You can do a variety of things. You can Crunchyroll or Funimation. I pirated it from the DVD cases that were left in that dumpster that I was locked into.
Lucky.
Just lots of bootleg DVDs of it.
Dude, I'm so envious of that. Okay, I'm envious of a lot of things of you right now. You know about free clinics.
Yeah.
You were trapped in a dumpster with DVDs, a TV that worked, and bags full of noodles. I mean,
Hey man,
you got a sex robot
breakfast food.
who's texting
like, I may have
you.
had noodles, but you had hash browns.
You're getting texts from a sex robot, which are, it sounds to me like they're getting to be able to pass the Turing test. I think it sounds like he's indistinguishable from a human.
Oh, I don't think this one is. It's just a bunch of zeros and ones and
some binary dirty talk.
Oh wait. I think that's a rocket ship. I think that's a rocket ship. Hold on.
Does he correctly use emojis or are those little pictograms?
Let me see. Oh wait, no, that's not a rocket ship. That's a dick.
Yeah, that's a dongle.
That's a doongle.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think I know what you're saying, robot. Let me text him. Die. Middle finger emoji. Eggplant.
You really keep it dirty, don't you? He sounds like he's a bit of a masochist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a robo slut.
Yeah, he is.
Certainly is. Speaking of robo sluts over here, holy crap!
You see BB's dead, right? Frank is gone and BB's dead.
Oh, I thought she was just passed out from the pleasure.
No, I thought that too, but now after I kicked her a few times and she's not moving at all. So,
well, at least he left the base. Yeah. Well, at least we have. You know what? We got an appetizer to go with the rats.
Yeah, caught up. Dude, this will keep for weeks.
That's good. And since it's so cold out, it will stay fresh.
Yes, and you were making me think before too. Gesticulating. You know who else uses their hands a lot? Freak Linnick.
Freak Linnick.
Oh
yeah?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
No, not lately. But I mean, whenever he comes in, He uses his hands a lot, and he also works for the spirit detective. He's always coming around talking about how he can commune with the dead, and that's how he gets his leads for, to solve the crimes. But I think he's bullshitting. I think he's just way too animated to be somebody who communicates with the dead.
Has anyone seen a ghost in here?
No, freak, we haven't.
Oh my God! How did he find it?
I sensed a high sensory disturbance with the ghostly spirit.
You're full of shit, freak. Okay, you're always coming up to this specific hill. We've seen you a few times near our boxcars, and
Ma'am, don't question me. I'm the one with the questions. Number one, how hard have you been spooked tonight?
I don't know.
What's
the
give
scale?
it like a 6.
What's the scale out of 10? 10 being the most spooked.
400.
Oh, then I don't know,
120 maybe.
An 11.
Can you tell me a little about BB then? Because this other guy Frank was here and he just left.
Frank has taken her vessel away, but her soul is still locked to this boxcar, forever haunting you two.
Ah, fuck.
Us? Why?
Because you were her closest friends.
My God. That's tragic.
That's kind of sweet, actually.
That's tragic, man.
BB loved us.
Yeah, but why? That's how desperate that she was. I mean, what did we do for her?
What she loved was Don's soothing voice and Greg's odious buttocks.
That's awesome.
You do. I mean, if there is an odious
if
buttocks
there's
out
one
there,
thing to note about me, it's these gams.
Yeah, buddy. And
I have to admit, they are quite rotund.
thank you, freak. Thank you very much for your contribution there.
Now that will be 48 cents, please. I'm very hungry.
Today I have some string, a zipper, and one of these old kazoos. It's plastic.
Oh, I hoped it was metal.
Is
I'm sorely lacking in iron.
It's not for eating. It's for playing.
This body is so large that I must consume actual metal to meet my iron intake.
You are very large, freak.
Thank you. That is why I decided to become a paranormal investigator. Just to prove that giants can be smart and spiritual too.
I think you're really getting that across with your voice as well as with your observations and your
And his big dick.
Yeah, that's swinging around.
It's big, freak.
Can you put that away?
Very sorry. I
don't know.
There's only so much that a Mickey Mouse bath towel can do.
Yeah.
How about you get some jeans?
Yeah. Don't come out of the house with your bath towel. Big and tall, bro. Big and tall.
You think I can afford big and tall on a paranormal investigator's salary? What are you, crazy?
Get a side job.
The best I can do is Kmart.
Hey, whatever you got to do, man.
Hey, dude, there's blue light specials.
And look where we are. I mean, we get by, not with any money, but we both do goods and services. We both figure out some way to get food and keep ourselves fed, and we're surviving. It's not easy, but you can get by. And certainly there are ways. I mean, even we have pants. Neither of us have had jobs in years. And yes, these are the same pair of pants that I've been wearing for the last 8 months, bare minimum, but they're pants.
I mean, mine can be considered a quilt with how many patches I've attached to it. I mean, it's literally just Patch City here.
Yeah, but
I look like I work at TGI Fridays.
They're kind of in. Like your jeans, if you were to go to a bar or a party in certain areas of town, I think you would look like you were hip.
You really mean it?
I do. Though
That's awesome.
I've seen those exact patterns parading around different parts of Chicago. And it's like, but the jeans look new. They're not made, they're not altered by the wearers because they've worn them through, like in your case. They buy them that way off the shelves.
I've thought of a new payment.
What
we already covered you.
I want those pants.
Those aren't going to fit you.
They're not going to fit you, man. Like, I may be big and tall, but I ain't big and tall like you, dude.
If you would give me the pants, then the deed will be fulfilled.
What?
All All right, give him your pants, man.
Are you kidding me? No, I made these.
Yeah, I know, but what's he? I mean, this guy, he's not going to leave if we don't pay him.
You're supposed to be on my side.
I am, but this huge freak is sitting here asking for your pants, and he's not going to leave unless you give them to him.
I'm very cold. I have shrinkage.
Yeah, it's still
your motherfucker.
It's still kind of impressive what you got going on there.
Give me a second.
Just please, freak, give me back my zipper, the kazoo, and the yarn that I gave you.
Very well. Unfortunately, I ate the kazoo, so I will find you a new one.
Yeah, you better.
From the afterlife.
They have kazoos back there?
Yes.
Okay. That's good to know.
That was pretty easy.
Well, anyway, we're going to miss BB. Frank, I don't know. He could pop up at any time. But he's gone right now.
I don't think I really want Frank inside my boxcars anymore.
He's definitely a lingering weird presence.
Yeah.
Kind of like you right now, freak. Are you satisfied with those pants? Can you just
They
please
smell good.
Can you smell them, please, out
elsewhere?
Of the room.
Go away now.
Go away.
We gave you your pants.
I will return with a kazoo.
Yeah, you better.
Goodbye.
Use the door, you asshole!
Jesus. Just crashing through our fucking boxcar.
Great. That's a freak-sized hole, I'll have to say.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, freak.
Thanks, dickhead!
Anyway,
By the way, those patches will rip as soon as they get around your ankles!
yeah, I hope they do. So anyway, that's Freak's gone now. Greg and we got to go find Greg some new pants. We got to try and figure out where we're going to get some food. We're going to have to trash this boxcar because there's a gaping hole in the side of it now.
Well, BB does have a dress.
You down to dress for the occasion?
I mean, I like a little breeze every now and again.
Okay, it's yours.
Sweet. All right.
Nice.
Close the podcast up. I'm getting these.
All right. Wow. That fits you all right. It's not bad at all.
I look like I could be featured in Vogue.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Woo!
Have you been shaving your legs?
Maybe. Shut up.
It doesn't look bad. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, that's going to be it for us for this week. Thank you for joining us, as you always do here in the Boxcar. We'll be back next week if we can procure something, and we'll talk about some more stuff. But until then, thank you very much, and take care.